Hare Krishna. So again, we're very, very happy to be here with all the wonderful devotees of Balaram Desh after a long time. So we'll begin with a very beautiful bhajan, because actually everything we see when we go to Vrindavan, we're only seeing by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he personally came there and he revealed Radhakund and Shyamakund to the eyes of the world. And he sent the 6 Goswamis to uncover all the lost places of Krishna's pastimes. So everything we see is only by mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So we have very beautiful song about Lord Chaitanya. Now, 90% of our bhajans, because we're in Gaudiya Sampradaya, they're all in Bengali. Especially if it's about Lord Chaitanya. But this song is not in Bengali. It's about Lord Chaitanya, but not in Bengali, not even in Hindi. It's actually in Brij Bhasha language. The language of Braj. And you probably know, but if you have your devices, first of all, you can put them on silent so the babies won't cry in the middle of the lecture. And you can look for Sundaralala. Sundaralala Sachidulala Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana Me Bolo Sundaralala Sachidulala Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana Me Balle Chandana Hara Alaka Shobe Kapolam Imbolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana Me Molo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana Me Shire Chuda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Hiya Pardole Shire Chuda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Hiya Pardole Pahirna Pita Patambara Shobe Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Me Pahirna Pita Patambara Shobe Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana Me Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana Me Radha Krishna ekatanu hai Nirvana maje bansi bajave Radha Krishna ekatanu hai Nirvana Maje Bansi Bajave Visvarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi Avata Prakatahi Nadiya me Visvarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi Avata Prakatahi Nadiya Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nashata Sri Hare Kirtana me Koi gavata hai Radha Krishna naam Koi gavata hai Hari Guna Gan Koi gavata hai Radha Krishna naam Koi gavata hai Hari Guna Gan Mridanga Tala Madhura Rasala Bajata hai koi rangana me Mridanga Tala Madhura Rasala Bajata hai koi rangana Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nashata Sri Hare Kirtana me Bolo Nachata Sri Hare Kirtana me Bolo Nachata Sri Hare Kirtan me Jai Gaur Hari Bol the Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan me. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years ago, he was very, very beautiful, Sundar. But he was not Sham Sundar like we have in Vrindavan. He was Gaur Sundar, the golden avatars, Gaur Sundar. Sundara Lala. In Braj, when we went to call a little boy, then we say, "Oh Lala, come here Lala, Aja Lala." If we went to call a little girl, then we say, "Oh Lali, Aja Lali, come here Lali." So he was a very beautiful boy. And just like 5,000 years ago, when Bhagwan Brajananandan Sham Sundar appeared, his mother's name was Yasoda. So we call him Yasoda Nandan or Yasoda Dulala. But 500 years ago, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, his mother's name was Sachimata. So we call him Sachinandan or Sachi Dulala. Sundara Lala, Sachi Dulala, Nachata. Now we all know Lord Shiva, he's known as Nataraj, the king of dance. But this is very harsh Sanskrit word, nat. But our Brij Bhasa language is very sweet, soft language. So we don't say nata, we say nach. Nachata. Dancing. And where is he dancing? In the Sheraton Hotel. In the disco dance club. Nachata Sri Hari Kirtami. He's always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan. Because in this dark age of Kali, this is a recommended process, chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today I heard we're going to see a drama all about Pūtana. So we'll tell this story with some very interesting details. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dharati Svaparandigam Aradanastarandantai Ridavu Yache Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambujo Dulisyam Janvajanmani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. So we know in so many ways Kansa tried to kill all of the children of Devaki. And at the last, Devaki apparently had a young girl. She was hoping he would spare her. But this Kansa was so cruel, he killed that one also. But anyhow, by Kansa's intelligence service, KIS, he understood that Krishna was somehow or other had escaped and was there in Gokul. So he called very powerful demoness named Pūtana. And he told her to go there and somehow finish off this child of Nanda Baba and Yasoda. So Pūtana, she was a witch. And Prabhupada describes this type of witch is called Kechari. In fact, there's a village in Braj called Kechari where they say Pūtana stayed. And Prabhupada explains this type of witch, they can fly on the branch of a tree. And they like to eat little children. So, and she was very powerful. She could change her form at will. So she crossed over the Jamuna and she took a very, very beautiful form. Very enchanting form. And she came twirling a lotus flower. And as she was walking towards Gokul, everyone began to speculate. She was so beautiful, even the Brishbasis were fooled. They couldn't understand this was a demon. And they began to speculate. Perhaps this is Indrani, wife of Lord Indra, who's come to see Nandalala. Someone else said, no. It must be Gauri, the wife of Lord Shiva. Someone else said, no, she's twirling a lotus flower. It must be Lakshmi ji herself has come to see Nandalala. Like this, they were all speculating about who she might be. And she walked right into the village of Braj, Gokul. And nobody tried to stop her. In fact, without even knocking, she walked right into Nanda Baba's palace. And Yasoda and Rohini were sitting there, and they didn't do a thing. Now, if some strange woman walks into your house without even knocking, you'll be very shocked. So our acharyas have explained it can only mean that Krishna expanded his Yogamaya potency. Otherwise, Yasoda, she's so protective of her Lala, she doesn't even let her best friends come. Oh, he just woke up, I have to bathe him, you come later and see him. He just took his bath, I have to feed him, you come later. He just ate, he has to take rest, you come later. Even her best friends can't come so easily and see Nandalala. Now a strange woman walks right into the palace without even knocking at the door and goes over to the crib where Krishna is lying. And Yasoda and Rohini didn't do a thing. It can only mean that Krishna expanded his Yogamaya potency. And Pūtana, she looked at this child, and even she understood that this could be my death, lying here. But still, forced by the power of fate, she lifted up that little child. And even Krishna, he looked at her, and he closed his eyes. Now every acharya has written something about why he closed his eyes. If we go into that, then we'll be here all night discussing. Perhaps he was thinking that, oh no, what's the women ministry going to do? The first demon that Krishna killed was a woman. Of course, all the rest were men. So, and she had smeared some poison on her breast that even a single drop could kill huge elephants. And she took Krishna on her, she picked up Krishna and offered him her breast to drink from. And now, everybody gets to take part in this Līla. Because when there's poison, who do we call? Who's the poison buster? Lord Shiva, right? So he's also within Krishna. So Lord Shiva, he drank all the poison. He licked off all the poison. And Krishna, he's only enjoying. He enjoys wonderful pastimes. So he drank all the milk. And Prabhupada explains that actually Krishna, Brajananandan Shamsundar, he doesn't kill the demons. That's done by Mahavishnu. He's also within Krishna. So then Mahavishnu came. This way everybody gets to take part in this Līla. Lord Shiva took the poison, Krishna took the milk, and Mahavishnu, he began to suck out her life air. And she screamed, "Oh, child, leave me, leave me." And she ran to the door. And it appeared that she flew through the sky. But actually, Krishna threw her because he knew that as soon as she dies, she'll take her original form. I think Krishna book says 8 miles long or something like that. So Krishna threw her into the air. And she came crashing down and stretched into her original ugly form. If you're ever coming from Brahmandagat to Gokul, you'll notice that the road is going down a little bit. And if you see closely, it comes down to a little ditch like this. And if you look, you'll see that some place the land is high, some places low, some places high. Because one leg fell over here, so this place is down. And in between the legs, the land is high, and the other side, the land is down. If you notice when you're coming from Brahmandagat to Gokul, you see this place. The Brishvasis tell us that this is where Pūtana fell. And Krishna, he was just lying there, and he was very proud of himself. He was laughing. Just see what I did, And Mother Rohini and Mother Yasoda, they came running out of the palace. And they ran to the spot, and all the Brishvasis ran to the spot, and they saw this huge demon there, demoness. And Krishna was on her chest, and her 2 breasts were like 2 mountains. Her legs spread out like that were like the banks of a river, and her flat belly was like the summit of the mountain, and her 2 breasts were like the peaks of that mountain. And Krishna was there very happy. And Mother Yasoda, she just looked at him. and she fainted. Hmm? Hmm? So somehow or other, all the Brishvasis, they came running. The men came running from the fields. The ladies came from the village. And they saw this huge demon. And they saw Krishna playing there on her flat belly. And they made a whole chain. Everybody, one after the other. And somebody took that little lala. He handed it to the next person, to the next person, next person, next person. Finally put it in the lap of, put him in the lap of Mother Yasoda. And Mother Yasoda, she regained her consciousness. And she began to think that somehow or other, by the grace of the Almighty Lord, in my, not in her youth, but in her middle age, somehow she got a child. Because you've seen Mother Yasoda, sometimes she has some little, even some white hairs in there. She didn't get child in her youth. It was only after a long time Yasoda and Nanda Baba got child. And somehow or other, by some offense, I almost lost my child. But by the grace of the Almighty Lord, my child has been saved. Because Mother Yasoda, she has pure love for Krishna. She doesn't love Krishna because he's God. She just loves Krishna because he's so sweet and he's so wonderful. This is a special type of Yogamaya. We all know Mahamaya. Mahamaya is there to take us away from Krishna. To make us not even believe there's such a thing. Just like there's one fellow in England, he is no more. He wrote so many books how this God is a foolish thing. So many books he wrote. I can't remember. I don't want to remember his name. So this is Mahamaya, who takes us completely away from Krishna. But Yogamaya, that's another type of illusion that brings us closer to Krishna. The Brishvasis, they don't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's just their wonderful child. And he's so beautiful, and he does so many attractive pastimes. So Mother Yasoda is thinking, by the grace of the Almighty Lord, my child was saved. And she began to, first of all, she, with the brush made out of the tail hairs of a cow, she swished all around Krishna. And then she bathed him with cow dung and cow urine, amongst other things. We're all thinking cow dung, cow urine, but these things were used to bathe the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are very pure things. And then she chanted 12 different names of Vishnu, because wherever the Lord's name is chanted, that no inauspicious demoniac element can remain. Just like Jamuna told us a very wonderful story. They were staying at John Lennon's estate in England while Berry Place Temple was being made ready. And Shamsundar, he was a carpenter. So in return for their being able to stay there in Tittenhurst estate, he was doing some remodeling work. But every day, the manager who was overlooking all the work, he would come late. And finally they asked him one day why he's coming late. And he was complaining about all these strange noises in his house. And his wife was telling, no, there's ghosts. This is nonsense thing. No such thing as ghosts. No, honey, it's ghosts. It's ghosts. So he can't get proper sleep. So one time the devotees, they told Prabhupada that this manager, he comes late all the time because some ghost is there in his house. And Prabhupada said, then you go there and you chant Hare Krishna and you dance counterclockwise. You dance in a circle counterclockwise. And you have big kirtan. And that ghost will be disappeared. So he wasn't at all interested in bringing the devotees to his house to have kirtan. But he got overruled by the home ministry. So the devotees went there, and they had a big kirtan. They danced in a circle counterclockwise. And that night, next morning, he came very early in the morning, all bright and happy. There's no more strange sounds, no more strange things going on in the night. And he still wasn't convinced. He was just rats in the rafters, and your chanting scared them away. There's no honey, it was ghosts, and they're gone. So wherever Lord's name is chanted, then these inauspicious elements, bhutas and prets, pisachis and all these things, they cannot remain. And then she offered Krishna milk from her breast, and he began to drink very peacefully. And this indicated that the child was out of any type of danger. So, and it's described there that because Pūtana was killed directly by Krishna, she was given liberation. She was liberated. Jiva Goswami describes in his commentary that she achieved a very special type of what do you call that liberation? I can't remember the name. Not Sayuja, that's what the... she got liberated all the way to Golok. And she took the form of a mother. Excuse me, nurse, yes. Datri. She took the form of a nurse. Jiva Goswami's Bhagavatam says, like a mother. Like a mother means nurse. But because Krishna was so kind, because she came to offer some milk, he accepted her as her mother. Because she tried to poison him, even though she got liberation up to Golok, she doesn't get any direct service of Krishna. But still, she got all the way to Golok and got the form of a nurse. And Sukadeva Goswami, remembering all these things, he's just astounded. He said, Pūtana came with intention to kill Krishna. And she got liberation. So what will happen to those people who every day are chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and listening to Hari Katha and offering all their food to Krishna? What will happen to them? Pūtana came with intention to kill, but just because she offered a little milk, Krishna gave her liberation. Then these people who are chanting Hare Krishna, offering all their food, and going to hear Hari Katha, whatever chance they get, what will happen to them? We can't imagine what will happen. Just like we may have heard in the Līla Mrit about one person in Bombay named P.L. Sethi, who was a contractor, construction contractor. And when they broke the temporary temple, trying to destroy it, somehow or other, P.L. Sethi happened to come by just at that time. And my one god sister, Mai Tahili, she was standing by the Didi door, spread eagle in front. And they just grabbed her by the hair and pulled her. And he saw this whole scene. he contacted Bal Thackeray, and Bal Thackeray somehow or other, he convinced the municipality that you better stop this or you're going to have a lot of trouble from me. So he stopped this whole thing. So then, Seituji, he was a contractor. He said, all right, we're going to rebuild this temple. And Mr. N said, who's going to rebuild this temple? And Seituji, he looked at his son, nice name. His son is still there. I still meet him when I go to Bombay. Many times he comes to Vrindavan. Bridge Mohan, nice name. He said, Bridge, get your rifle, and I'll get my revolver, and we'll see who stops us from building this temple. So this was P.L. State. They worked because it was Saturday, so the court couldn't come to make a judgment till Monday. And it was just like Govardhan Līla. It was raining like anything. But even in the rain, they rebuilt the temple so that by Monday morning the temple was built. The judge said, temple is there, what can I say? They wanted to stop it from being rebuilt, but it was already built. There was nothing to be done. So anyway, Seituji, they decided that, since in India it's very difficult to get renters out, so they couldn't get anybody off the property. So they decided they would build an extra floor in all the buildings for Prabhupada and the devotees to stay. And Seituji was doing this work. So one day he came, he was inspecting everything. And then he went to bid goodbye from Prabhupada. Then he saw that all his cloth is filled with cement dust and dirt and so many things. He said, how can I go to, he used to call Prabhupada Guruji, how can I go to Guruji like this? And he started to leave. He said, but then how can I leave without taking my leave of Guruji? So he went up to Prabhupada's room, because Prabhupada was staying in one of these rooms that he'd built on the roof. So Prabhupada was staying there. And Prabhupada saw that he was all filled with cement dust and paint and so many things. And Prabhupada said, oh, Seituji, you are building rooms for my devotees? He said, yes, Guruji. He said, and I'm building your house in Goloka. You're building rooms for my devotees, and I'm building your room in Goloka Vrindavan. And Seituji used to tell me this story, and he cried. He said, I wasn't even a devotee. I wasn't even initiated. I didn't even follow all of your principles. But Swamiji gave me a room in Goloka, so you people who are serving Prabhupada day and night, what will happen to you? I have no idea. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we're all very, very fortunate. So anyway, I think it looks like it's getting time for the play, so we'll put our voice to rest here. But meanwhile, we also have our book, Braj Līla. So if anybody wants to take a copy, we have 350 pages and 285 pictures. What did I say? 530 pages. Excuse me. 530 pages, 285 beautiful colored pictures and 33 colored paintings. And we're only asking a small donation of 8 dinars. And I'm here to sign if anybody wants to take a copy home. So before the play starts, if anybody wants to take a copy, you can come in. We'll sign it for you. Or if anybody has any question. Where's our Bhakta Mike? He's not here tonight, huh? Swami, what's your question? Yes.
That case, Prabhu, what is so great about that slok of Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, 23rd verse, Aho Bhakyam Stanakala Kutam, that Pundarik Vidyanidhi, when he heard that slok, he got lost totally control. And
Oh, it's amazing slok. Naturally, he was totally amazed. So. That Krishna is so kind that even though she was a demon and she came to kill him because she offered a little milk, she got liberation. So this verse is there. Oh, wow, what is this? This is surprising. So there's hope for us. This verse gives us a little hope. I don't know if he got so much so lucky. He got liberated. I don't know if he got to the Goloka or not. Huh? Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Deen Bandhu Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna. So our drama will start shortly, but meanwhile this book which is written by Prabhuji, the Vraj Līla, it is available. If anybody wants to take this, Prabhuji will give a signed copy of this book. Hare Krishna. तो जब ड्रामा अभी जल्दी शुरू हो रहा है, पर फिर भी जिन भक्तों को ये बुक लेनी है, तो जिस टाइम ड्रामा के पश्चात या ड्रामा के ब्रेक के बिटवीन में हम प्रभु जी के द्वारा हस्ताक्षरित, प्रभु के द्वारा साइन की हुई कॉपी आपको मिल सकती है. जो भी इस बुक को लेना चाहता है वो आगे आ सकते हैं, ले सकते हैं. इसकी कीमत 8 दिनार है. हरे कृष्ण. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.